Hello, this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber, and it's time for another 10 minutes of truth. Why? Because it's Wednesday. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a couple of articles that have come out in the last couple of years. One is from the American College of Cardiology. The other one is from a journal called Biomedicine's, July of 2021. And this is about, these articles about inflammation, diet, and disease. So we know that chronic inflammation has been shown to play an important role in the development of heart disease and stroke, and that's right out of the American College of Cardiology. Diets high in processed meat, which would be what? Like hot dogs, sausage, things like that. Refined grains and sugary beverages, with a diet high in omega fats, which is vegetable oils, and chemicals found in food and the environment, all increase inflammation and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. Now, the study out of the American Cardiology looked at 210,000 patients over 32 years. So big study, long period of time. And those types of studies tend to be probably more accurate than much shorter studies. And during this time, they looked at people that had a pro-inflammatory diet. So they looked at the diets that people were eating. The people that had a pro-inflammatory diet had an increased rate of heart disease by 46%, so pretty close to 50% higher. Stroke went up by 28%. So people eating high inflammatory diet, much higher risk of heart disease, higher risk of stroke. So researchers suggested the following foods to combat inflammation. Number one, and none of these are really that surprising. Green leafy vegetables. Yeah, no surprise there. Yellow and orange vegetables like, peppers, yams, carrots, things like that. Okay? Again, not a big surprise there. Whole grains. My personal opinion on whole grains, we need to limit them because a lot of people are gluten sensitive. That causes inflammation. So I would really be cautious on the whole grains. Coffee and tea. And finally, red wine. Okay? Again, red wine, very, very moderate amounts. I mean, alcohol is not good for people. Many studies have shown that, but I'd be cautious with that. Now, foods which cause inflammation, which should be limited. And again, this is out of the study in Biomedicines in July. Obviously, refined sugar and grains, fried foods, sodas, processed meats, all not good at all. Okay, so if you're eating a lot of fast foods that are fried and chasing it with a soda, you're increasing your inflammation and increasing your chances of heart disease and stroke. Now, the journal Biomedicines talked about cancer. They said 5 to 10% of cancers are probably due to genetics. Now, can we alter those genetics? Absolutely. It's called epigenetics by our lifestyles. We certainly can. We determine whether those genes are turned off or on. But 90 to 95% of cancer is due to the diets that we regularly consume in our lifestyles. So a sedentary lifestyle with the standard American diet, which includes lots of processed foods, foods that are high in sugar and grains, very, very bad. The authors, there's another study out of Spain, which showed that long-term consumption of walnuts, and they're looking at about 10 years, demonstrated lower heart disease risk and lower cholesterol. So walnuts are very, very anti-inflammatory. So if you can include walnuts in your diet, you'd be much farther ahead. And personally, I know a great recipe that includes yams and walnuts, and we make that in our house semi-regularly, I would say. So the moral of this story and the moral of these studies is that the diets that we eat, very, very important. The foods that we eat really matter. I mean, we all cheat occasionally, but the bulk of your diet, you should have a lot of vegetables in your diet. A lot of these foods over here. Drinking tea, eating green leafy vegetables, yellow and orange vegetables. All of these foods are very, very important for long-term health. So these are things that I've talked about a lot in my Tuesday night talks. And next, or 2 weeks from today, 2 Tuesdays from today, we're going to be talking about natural health care for animals in my office at 6:30. So love to have you there for that. I'll be demonstrating how I adjust animals and how I take care of them. And it's a half-hour talk. I think you'd enjoy it. And hope you got something out of this. I hope that your diets out there are healthy and low inflammatory diets, because we want you to live a long, healthy life. That's the purpose of me being here in Lincoln, because I want to bring health, hope, and healing to this community. So we'll see you next week for another 10 minutes of truth.